Hello everyone and welcome to Sunday Morning Coffee with Lisa. I'm spiritual coach Lisa Hopp. It is Sunday, September 21st, 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you're new to this podcast, please be sure to check out my website at lisahopp.com. I'm also on Instagram under spiritual coach Lisa Hopp. I'm on Facebook under Lisa M. Hopp, spiritual coach and medium. And I've just recently gotten back on TikTok under Lisa Hopp 55. So please follow me in all those places. I would appreciate it so much. And if you like what you hear today on YouTube, please like, subscribe, and share. I would appreciate it so much. And I am grateful for all of you who are listening on different platforms such as Spotify and iHeart and wherever you're listening to, wherever you're coming from. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Much appreciation as well for all of you who listen every week. Comes out of the blue a lot where people say, I've been listening to you, right? And I'm like, wow, thank you, thank you. It just makes me warm and it makes me smile. Thank you so much. So today is a little bit of a late start with this podcast, as I had some technical difficulties, but I was also having some speaking difficulties as well earlier, where I couldn't get enough to water. I wanted to say enough to drink, but it was water. I think the universe said, no. You got to redo this. And here I am, I'm back after a bit of fluids, some football. I'm back to record today's podcast. And again, thank you for joining me. So the topic today, creating from the upside down. So what's the upside down? So this week I finally got away. I guess you'd call it my summer vacation. I didn't go away at all this summer. And so I guess it's my Indian summer vacation. And I got to go to the area of Breckenridge, Colorado, which I've never been to before. And it's beautiful. We drove through Frisco, Silverthorne, walked up, down, and all around Breckenridge. And it was quite an active week for me. So active that I'm still recovering a bit from it today. But it was worth it. It was worth it. And spent the week with great friends, new and older friends, and just the best people. Surrounded by the best people. And so when I am away, I didn't really watch world news too much, but what I did catch is really caused me to feel that we're living in the upside down. It's like the earth axis really did flip over, and everything that used to be is now the opposite. What used to be good is now bad. What used to be bad is now good. What used to be fair is unfair, like just 360. And I had a reaction to it, just really a sadness about it and a confusion as to why. But at the same time, I know why. I know that things are happening in order to bring healing. And the healing is not just around us, but it's what you see on your outside is what has been in your inside. So when I see celebration in any way, honoring in any way, that is not perhaps what I align with, I know in some way a speck of that is within me. Perhaps it's just as well causing me to rise up above it and bring light and love to it. But everything, again, around us is a projection. So I decided a moment into this feeling of being in the upside down, I decided a moment in to remember that we are all creators of our lives. And that what I create on the inside, what I focus on the inside, is what will present itself on the outside. And if we all do that as a humanity, really focus in on how we want to feel, how we want the earth to be, how we want our lives to be, and with discipline and in intentional focus on that with clarity, if we do that, we change the world for the better. So I went right at it. I decided to ignore what I was seeing. Not ignore it and buffer myself from it and do nothing with it, but not take it as my reality. And inside, I started to be in the moment where I centered myself on blessings, gratitude, love of situations and people around me, and warm and fuzzy love, I want to say, so much so that I almost blurted it out once or twice. But I stopped myself because at least once it was with people I had just met. So I didn't want them to be concerned. But you know what? They probably would have welcomed it. And so what I noticed in centering in on all that positive, higher alignment, higher consciousness vibration, that it was magnified and returned to me. It was increased. It was multiplied. And every single person I came in contact with over 7 days was joyful and friendly and just positive. It's always a good day. Here's a gift for you. It's even at the airport. It's all right, said the TSA agent when I messed up. It's okay. I'll just put it through again with warmth and kindness. And so I knew that that was me projected out. And it made me even more grateful. I also, and this is a smaller kind of example of how I was, but meaning it's more along the material side, but I also, when shopping, just decided I'm going to feel abundant. But not decided. I tried to feel abundant all the time. But when I was shopping, I didn't look at prices. It didn't matter to me. I just got what I wanted and knew that everything was all right. And that also, I know, will be increased, multiplied, and returned to me because it was a genuine moment. It wasn't, though it's okay to start from there, I wasn't trying to affirm wealth. I was in a place of it. And so it's, this is the way that we bring change to the world. I also noted, I thought about this too. I'm in Colorado where, as I said, I met with tremendous kindness, a love of the earth, care. And yet it's a place that's had horrific mass shootings. And just before I got to Colorado, there was one. And I thought to myself, why in this place would have that? Because it just didn't give off, even though, yes, there are hunters and such, it didn't give off the vibration at all of being a place that would attract that. But we have the law of polarity. And we also, which is, you can sometimes get the opposite. It's kind of like a natural law. There's always going to be an opposite reaction at some point. But then I thought to myself, it's not always that. Perhaps it is that in a place which has such a higher consciousness and warmth about it, there will still be those that need tremendous healing and will react to it in the opposite effect. Again, the upside down. But you know what? In Evergreen, where there was a shooting at a high school, the reaction to a restaurant in that town was to open up to give free lunch to the students and their parents. That is what I'm talking about, that higher consciousness, that reaction. Not the anger, not how can we punish someone for this event. What can we do to bring love and positive energy and healing to a situation? Well, right through the stomach. And so this, when people say, and I hear it occasionally, the world today, it's always like this, it's always like that in a negative way. No, it's not. It's turning. But yes, as I spoke last week in my podcast, there are places and opportunities for it to get worse before it gets better. But in everything, there is hope, there is faith, there is kindness, there is gratitude, there are blessings, and there is love. A smile is met with a smile. A kind intention is met with a kind intention. So please don't live in this world where you think it's worse than it is good. It's not. It just can be really rough and challenging. Hate can only be overcome with compassion, understanding, and love. Everyone on this earth is living their own story. And all of us, no matter who we are screaming to be loved, to be of love. Not everything that happens is done by an evil person. Not every evil act, most evil acts, are not done by evil people. They're done by people that have been harmed or have anger, rage, just an intensity, perhaps mental illness. It is not to say there's an excuse for bad behavior, but we all have an opportunity to see ourselves as the one consciousness that we are, and to understand that a person isn't born evil. Most of the time, there is something that has happened that causes them to take an extreme action. And that's where violence comes from. And anger and abuse and atrocities. It comes from a lack of love in a situation. Now, love is not weak. Love is strong. It is hard at times. But it is the way to heal everything, to cure everything. It is the only solution. And yes, we are tested in this world. We are tested. It is easy at times to hate something or someone. And sometimes it's fear. We feel these emotions out of fear. It's all right to have moments of sadness and anger. But as soon as you can, remember who you are. You are made in the image and likeness of the greatest creator. And I'll remind you, if you've listened before, and if you're listening for the first time, I will say this. We are made in the image and likeness of God. God is not made in our image and likeness. The God that is real does not judge, does not get moved to anger. The love is unconditional. If you want to have proof of it, listen to pretty much any near-death experience. There's a reason why people don't want to come back. That energy is unconditional, immeasurable, unrelenting, light, wonderful. It's really immeasurable. And that energy is within us and outside of us. It is ours by the right of our creation. And there's been some talk this week about who's in heaven, who's not, as there probably will be next week and the week after. It's not a country club that you have to pay a dues to get into. Yes, there are consequences for how you live your life. The natural law of cause and effect. But we all go to that next realm. I would never deceive you. And so it is very important when you do feel a sense of disillusionment, confusion, sadness, hopelessness, fear, that you remember who you are. What would God do in any situation? What would Jesus do in a situation? See how close you can get to doing that. I always say thank you and make sure to say thank you. I always try to be the best version of myself while allowing myself to be human and understanding that I'm not perfect. We all have moments, we all have a day. But always, always create your life from where you want it to be, not in the three-dimensional movie that you see around you. And if you'd like, you can see it as a television show. And if you don't like what you're perceiving, change the channel. And apply your most positive energy and mindfulness to it. What you put out, you get back. But also what you put out, the world gets. Give it your best. Give it your hope. Give it your faith. Be unrelenting. It's the strangest time on this earth. I mean, I haven't lived here for 1,000,000 years, but I can't imagine right now it being different in the past. The things that people accept now as normal, just a short while ago, we were fighting against it. Well, the fight is still there, but the fight this time is not with weapons, not with tanks, not with bombs. It's with energy. It's with our voice. It's with how we feel within, flowing without. It's standing up in an unrelenting way for unity, love, and yes, equality. And I will say this as well. And for my listeners, I feel that you know this, but I say it anyway. God loves 100% of her creation. It doesn't matter what color your skin is, what label you put on yourselves. It doesn't matter who you love. This energy created you. Why would it create you and then say that you are not enough? That you, in some way, are against your own creator. I did not find my words as eloquently. I couldn't find the words I really wanted to use there. But I hope it's clear. This energy that created us accepts us fully. And oh, by the way, knows beforehand who we're going to be. So it's so important to know this. And you do. But there are others that want to create or want to believe that there's a creator that picks and chooses and can get angry and that you have something to fear or worry about. We get in our own way. It is us who puts our beliefs on ourselves. It is us who are sinners because we limit ourselves in what we wish to believe and perceive. When we are unlimited energy, what we set our minds to, we can always accomplish. And as we go about this world, it's very important to never celebrate anything that goes against love. Now some, perhaps individually, everyone would have a different idea of what I just said. But it's very important to remember that we're all one consciousness. No matter what, we are connected. And what happens to one impacts all of us. Again, when you feel that the world has gone crazy, or you don't recognize it anymore, how do you want your world to look? Do you want to have peace? Do you want everyone fed and housed and clothed? You have a God-given imagination that creates, and you're usually using your mind to create what you don't want. Use it intently to create what you do want. Expect smiles, expect generosity, expect understanding, expect happiness, expect unity, and feel and see that occurring. And you will start to see the changes around you. You have power. You have some control. It's so important to keep in mind you are not helpless. None of us are helpless. None of us are victims. There is a purpose to every single thing that happens on this earth. And you have tremendous power with your thoughts and your prayers. Keep them going because they're a wonderful energy. And they are the way to make change. Thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate you. And once again, if you're on YouTube, please like, subscribe, and share. And if you are on, all the other areas, please also connect with me. I'd appreciate it so very much. Many blessings this week. And I will talk to you next time.